if you can come up and put your hands together for Philip Adamson from Outsource IT for sponsoring that last section. He's one of our owner managers of the Icehouse. Have a seat. And we love the fact that the other side of our business is working with SMEs or established owner managers, that he's part of the ecosystem. So Philip, thank you very much for doing that. And thanks to Outsourced IT. Right, second stream, head of time, is Return on Science, sponsored 100% pure. And are we ready to go? We are. So first up, Suzanne Clay from Cannes. Hands together for Suzanne. Oh, before you do, I screwed up as the MC. Andrea's got to say who she is.
That's okay.
Give you a moment of...
Okay, cool. So thanks so much. Really excited to be here. Big shoes to fill with Aaron. He gave great feedback. And just round of applause to all you guys. I'm really impressed. Give yourselves applause. Really impressed with the level of innovation and sophistication in this audience. So my background is I worked at Google for 7 years. I run a venture firm called XG Ventures. The G in XG stands for ex-Google. The net is we've done 45 investments since 2008, and we've had 14 exits. And 2 fun facts about me is I love to race cars, and I'm really into kite surfing.
And she's never been arrested either.
Yes, I have been arrested.
Okay, so first up, Suzanne from Cannes. Well done.
Imagine trying to run a factory without the ability to measure the key variables in your production process. If you can't measure it, how can you manage it? Yet livestock producers around the world today are unable to monitor what's going on inside their herd of mini factories or their cows. This technology is about to change that. Cannes sensor-based solutions are the world's first offering continuous monitoring and automatic transmission of data from inside cows up to our server and back to the farmer with a simple, actionable instruction. By being able to monitor and manage the physiology real time, farmers will be able to introduce unprecedented efficiencies into their operations with improved productivity and animal health. New Zealand has over 6 million dairy cows, is a key contributor to our GDP, and is our largest export earner. With over $14 billion in export earnings last year, that makes New Zealand the largest dairy exporter in the world, shipping to 150 countries and accounting for 1/3 of the dairy product cross-border trade. Kiwi dairy farming, known globally for its innovation, is big enough for Cannes to grow its business to scale. We've pre-sold our first year's supply, and within 3 years from our launch next year, we expect to have $73 million in revenue and 2 to 3 times that in productivity gains that go directly to our farmers' bottom line and our country's GDP. New Zealand, from its first innovation of importing 2 cows and a bull in 1814 to becoming the world's largest dairy producer, has spawned Cannes and provides the canvas for us to lead the world in changing the way livestock production is managed.
Well done. Okay, second up is Sean Tan from Ecofibre. Put your hands together for Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean and I'm from Ecofibre. We have developed a low-cost, high-performance natural fiber composite that can solve some key problems faced by manufacturers today. Composites like fiberglass are used extensively in cars, sporting goods, and aircraft. While composites are great, they're light and strong, they are not cheap to produce, and they have poor environmental credentials because they don't recycle or break down easily at the end of its useful life. More and more people are using composites because of rising fuel costs, and this has led to increasing problems around material waste. And places like the EU have already started putting legislation in place. So, for instance, all cars disposed of after 2015 have to be 95% recyclable. Auto manufacturers like BMW see this as a big pain because they have to choose the right materials in order to comply with the legislation. Ecofibre is made out of flax and a polymer called PLA. Both of these are derived from natural sources, and so the resulting composite is cheaper and requires less energy to produce. The exceptional thing about eco-fiber is that it's got mechanical properties that can match that of fiberglass. The difference is, at the end of its useful life, it can be recycled or decomposed easily so it doesn't pollute. Sustainability isn't eco-fiber's only selling point. We're starting to see manufacturers of sporting goods started to explore natural fibers because of their good vibration absorption properties. There's also that positive connotation that comes along with using green materials. All of these features come in a product that is comparable to existing materials in terms of price. We're currently a budding company, and we are seeking joint venture partners and sort of advisors for us to kick off our business. Thank you very much.
Well done. Okay, third up in the Return on Science 100% Pure New Zealand is Ray Thompson from Manuka Health. Put your hands together for Ray.
I'm Ray Thompson. I'm chairman and co-founder of Manuka Health. Manuka Health is a natural products company focusing on Manuka honey and bee propolis. We started it 6 years ago. It's now a $20 million business, earning 20% EBIT on sales. We've got about 50 staff spread between Auckland, Te Awamutu and Masterton. We're 80% exports to about 45 different countries. It's a third-party distribution model focusing on companies, distributors overseas who are keen on Manuka honey. So why Manuka honey? Manuka honey is the only honey in the world that's got strong, stable antibacterial properties. 5 years ago, this was found by a German professor to be caused by a substance called methylglycol. It's the only food in the world, and in particular the only honey, that's got a lot of methylglycol in it. Manuka Health seized this opportunity to rebrand Manuka honey in New Zealand. So instead of the old unknown Manuka factor, we're now MGO Manuka honey. Any MGO branded Manuka honey in the market is ours. We've also worked with a group in Japan to naturally increase the antibacterial properties of the Manuka honey, and as a result of that, we're now working with the Auckland University Med School to develop bacterial medical products that look like they've got an outstanding future. We've also developed a Manuka honey wound care range, which we're launching in New Zealand, and with bee propolis, we're working with international researchers regarding the anti-tumour properties of propolis, which is looking like outstanding stuff. And Manuka Health is about bringing science to New Zealand natural products. Thank you.
Thanks, Ray. Okay, last up is Bjorn Helstra from Lanzatech. He's coming up now. Put your hands together for Bjorn. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Bjorn from Lanzatech. Globally, we've got increasing carbon in the atmosphere, more people to feed, and the food costs are rising, and more dependence on petrochemical industry. At Lanzatech, we've developed gas fermentations, and with these gas fermentations, we can convert gaseous waste into fuels and chemicals. Yeah, I'm talking big waste in big industries, steel mills, municipal waste, woody biomass can be converted into gaseous waste, which we then can convert. This will decrease the dependency on petrochemical. It will reduce the carbon output, and it also has no influence on the availability of food. We've developed this technology from test tubes to scale. At the moment, we're running a facility in Shanghai, and it's producing over 100,000 gallons of ethanol per year now. These were milestones that we've met, and we've actually exceeded these recently. We started with a facility in Glenbrook here in New Zealand, and we're building a third facility near Beijing. It's not just a fuel game, though, for us. We're also investigating how to make different products. So adding value, different chemical products that we can sell for a higher price than just ethanol. The other thing for the future is that we're looking at CO2. So we can use CO2 and convert this into acetate. We are trying to do this next year at scale. So that's a bit of the holy grail. If we can convert CO2, then from a problem, it actually becomes a commodity. And this way, we add value to you getting rid of CO2. So in summary, LanzaTech is gas fermentations, converting gas into fuels and chemicals. Thank you.
Thanks, Bjorn. Okay, so 100% pure. We're going to start with the Kiwis this time. Who's going first? Phil, you're looking at me. Looks like you're going first. I always let the sir go first. So Sir Stephen? No? Okay, Stephen's going to go first.
Well, I won't comment on LanzaTech because it's probably one of our biggest investments. So, but in terms of Khan, yes, I like the presentation. I think I'd be really wary if I was a cow if I saw that thing coming towards me. And I think you should always ask your customer first, you know. But it sounds like there's a big market there in crumbs. If they can do 73 million next year and hit some of those milestones that quickly, that looks like a really good show. In terms of eco-fibre, flax obviously was one of the materials that put New Zealand on the map, really, and of course a great product in the old days for linen. If that can actually be turned into natural fibres and be competitive, I think there is a big market for that, particularly in the auto industry. Manuka Health, obviously kicking a lot of goals already, and we've seen the skyrocketing price of New Zealand Manuka honey. So that one's already up and away, and we usually invest in startups, but anybody who's in PE would probably be very interested in that one.
Thanks, Stephen. Ryan?
Yeah, I think the thing with all these pitches is I wish I had more information about the existing industries and cost savings and cost differences. In particular, eco-fiber, what the cost comparison is between what you're building versus, traditional materials, and LanzaTech. Just, how much does it cost to get one of these factories off the ground or one of these plants off the ground, and then potential cost savings going forward. And with Khan, it's just what's the business model with the selling of the device and service and monitoring, because that wasn't clear. But of all of them, I mean, I think that my favorite's probably eco-fiber, even though it's probably the earliest in terms of where things are. Oh,
Andrew, you want to go next?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, though, by the way. I just... Okay, cool. So, yeah, so same thing. I would echo what you said. I wish I had a little bit more insight. I've only had 2 days here in New Zealand. I think it's amazing, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around what the ecosystem's like.
It's harder, the 100% pure, when you're not from here. Right?
It is, yeah. But, so I guess starting from the top, well, let me back up a little bit. So my background is sales. I have 16 years of ad sales experience, so I was trying to approach all these different pitches from a sales perspective. So I guess general feedback, what I was really looking for is, I guess I would have liked to have heard like a strong vision statement from every entrepreneur at the very beginning. And then what's the main problem they're trying to solve and the solution in just like 1 or 2 sentences. So I think some of them did it well and others I think had challenges. So starting from the top, the Khan solution I liked. I was trying to put on a technology hat. Google's very famous for the analytics, along with search, obviously. But understanding analytics for business is huge. And I liked hearing from an ag tech solution versus ad tech. I thought that was very powerful for New Zealand. But I did wonder, what's the sales process like? Are you pitching farmers? Who's the core decision maker?
Cows. Have you not done that?
To your point, yeah. I don't know.
You know what's happening the rest of the week.
Are we
You
going
don't know
to
what's
visit
happening on
cows?
Thursday. Yeah.
Are we going to visit cows?
And to do an installation.
Okay, nice. But I liked it, though. I liked it from trying to bring technology into something that's non-technology. Do I keep going? Yeah. Ecofiber? Okay. So Ecofiber I liked because of my racing background. I think you have a huge resource sitting out here. I think it's the New Zealand sailing team. I saw a lot of carbon fiber going into production when we had the tour this morning. So I would recommend maybe partnering with the sailing team that's right around the corner. And I think that'd be great from a brand marketing perspective. I don't have a natural fiber background, so I can't comment on the technology. But again, from a customer sales perspective, I would love to know who you're selling to. Manuka Health, I liked a lot. There's a brand in the United States called Burt's Bees, and it's done phenomenally well in the bee holistic healing process. And the other thing that I've noticed with Burt's Bees is that they have huge brand extension. And so that's what I would recommend for Manuka Health. I understand it's a natural resource here, but I had never heard of it until I came here. So I guess one piece of feedback is brand confusion. I didn't understand what Manuka Health meant versus what the actual brand was called. So that would be some feedback there. And then Lanza Tech, I had a little bit of a difficulty trying to wrap my head around what the solution was. So it goes back to my original recommendation, strong vision statement, problem, solution. He stated it at the very end, but it would have been helpful to have that up front.
Thanks, Andrew. Okay, Claudia.
That was amazing feedback. I don't have too much to add. Khan, I thought that was a great pitch. I don't know about waving that horrifying instrument around when you're trying to pitch people. Other than that, it sounds like a really, really interesting business, and you sold it really well. Ecofiber, I'm pretty jet lagged right now, and I have to say I got a little lost in the detail, but it sounds really interesting. I love the story. It's very New Zealand. Maybe bring part of that story in. And I think also I agree. I think we needed to understand a little bit about the system, the market, I should say, and what's going on there. Manuka Health, I agree. I think this is a huge opportunity. It's really interesting. I think the big thing from a sales standpoint is branding and marketing. And I think the story of Manuka Honey is a great one and really needs to be told very strongly. And I would have liked to have seen that come across tonight. And Lanzatech, again, jet lag kicked in a little bit there, but I generally understood what was going on. Sounds like a really, really interesting business, but fraught with a lot of environmental and potential regulatory concerns. So I would have wanted to hear a little bit of these are potential issues and this is how we're going to overcome them.
Did you have your one above on the way down? Or are you saying that our board meeting this afternoon caused you to fall asleep?
Yeah, just when you were talking.
Okay, Dave, is final word with you, buddy.
So the good news is I think you guys all have products with real customers. The bad news is those pitches sucked ass pretty bad. So I sure hope you have investors because I had no fucking idea what the hell those products were all about. In fact, I was looking on my iPad. Sorry. Sorry, I think it was 20 minutes, not 15. But anyway, I think, I looked up the websites for each of the products and actually, for most of them, got a sense of what was going on better from the website of the company than I did from the pitch. So you guys have some work to do. Again, the good news is I think most of you have products and customers, so it should not be that hard for you to come up with a much better pitch. Getting more specifically, so the only thing I caught from your thing was you said something about $73 million, which caught my attention. If that's your actual revenues, then you probably don't need to be up here pitching, and so it's maybe okay. We have an investment in a company that's doing web analytics for farmers, so that actually is an interesting segment for us, Farmron out of Croatia. I had to look up what the hell a rumen was to really understand that pitch, so sensors for rumens, paunch of the cows, anyway. So sounds like a big business from what I can tell from the website. Ecofiber, it's early. Again, I would have liked a little bit more detail on what you thought applicable channels were and what early customer segments were, but I understand that's still pretty new. Manuka Health just sounds fucking cool. I'm sure you could actually probably come up with a really cool consumer marketing campaign from what I understood on the website. That was the one that I thought sounded like there was lots of potential to describe a consumer marketing story. I did not get that from the pitch. It was unclear for me like what the patentable or thing that you were trying to get at that you had rights to was, so maybe a little bit better understanding on that one. And the last one, all I got was energy products that somehow convert to fuel and I guess need a lot more detail on what's going on there. It sounds like the corporate customer, not a consumer customer, but still would have liked more clarity on understanding what that process was.
Okay,
so
cool.
Sorry for the tough but real feedback.
Hey, that's all right. We knew it was coming. I tried to say, actually, that I was religious, so if he could please not say fuck so much. And that didn't seem to work that well, did it? He's always done what he said he wanted to do anyway. Right. So now I've got the audience voting here. Phil's a bit shitty with me because I won't give him a voice now. I'm always going to exclude somebody on everyone. So on the New Zealand side, who's your winner? Khan is the winner on the New Zealand side. Cool. I think we might have a tiebreaker coming up. And and you understand the cows. That's true. And the 100% pure, brought to you by Return on Science. I'm ad-libbing here. Return on Science is a really important function in New Zealand for the geeks. They kind of connect the bright minds and the CRIs and universities with the entrepreneurs and investors and try and turn those propositions into something that somebody understands and they can take to market, and they do a pretty cool job. So thanks to Return on Science, and the winner is from the American side.
Close race between Ecofiber and Manuka Health, but we decided to go with Manuka.
Ooh, right, this is a challenge. So we've got Manuka and Khan, and then you guys got Ecofiber. So, judges, what do you want to do? In this situation, what I would say to you is that who do you think... Who arm wrestle? These guys, because you're not up here, they're going to lose. Now, I think what should happen is that you guys should think about, from what you've seen, who you think would benefit the most from 1 month in San Francisco. Right? 1 month in...
We'd probably lean towards Ecofiber would benefit most from that.
Ecofiber. And the winner is Ecofiber. Sean Tan, come up here, get your photo. Put your hands together. Thanks to Return on Science. You guys can get up. Thanks, Claudia. After you do the photo, you can stand down, and we're going to welcome Andy Simons from the Bank of New Zealand to come up to be the third judge. Wait a minute, where's the prize? Here it is. But just wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
you hold it.
No, you hold it. Okay, put your hands together for Sean and Ecofiber, and thanks to Return on Science.